The Miz reveals backstage reaction to his WWE title win at Elimination Chamber. Riddle takes a shot at The Undertaker, and Cesaro reveals who inspires him as a performer. Hello everyone, Jose G here bringing you today's top stories in today's SK Wrestling News Roundup. The Miz opens up on part-timer Star possibly facing him at WrestleMania 37. The Miz has dismissed reports of Bad Bunny potentially facing him for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 37. The Miz said that anyone who faces him for the title has to earn their way to it. Bad Bunny is a big name in the music industry. The rapper made his WWE debut at Royal Rumble, where he performed the song Booker T at the show. He has become Damian Priest's ally on Raw and recently won the 24/7 title as well. In a recent WWE media call, Saul from Record Mexico asked The Miz if there's a possibility that Bad Bunny could potentially face him at WrestleMania 37. The Miz praised Bad Bunny for being an exceptional talent in the music industry, but said that he doesn't deserve to be in the same ring as him, saying, quote, "Bad Bunny is an incredible recording artist. He's the biggest recording artist in the world. There's no denying his talent in the music industry. But to be in a WWE Championship match in the main event of WrestleMania, you need to earn your way to do that. You don't just come into WWE and we just throw it at you. You need to earn, especially with me. Maybe times past they would sit there and say, oh, this is going to be it. This is what we're getting. No, this title. I want to make sure that the person earns the right to be a WWE champion. Bad Bunny needs years in order to do that. As talented as he is, he does not deserve to be in the same foot. He doesn't deserve to be in the same ring as the WWE champion, The Miz." End quote. The Miz and John Morrison have had run-ins with Bad Bunny in recent weeks. A recent report stated that Miz and Morrison could face Bad Bunny and Damian Priest at WrestleMania 37. This would mean that The Miz could lose the title in the next coming a few weeks, perhaps to Lashley on Raw next week. Riddle takes a shot at The Undertaker again. United States champion Riddle has taken a shot at The Undertaker yet again while talking about backstage issues in WWE. The original bro said that problems could be resolved by talking to each other and not by being men about it, like The Undertaker. The Undertaker's comments on the Joe Rogan podcast Experience about the current roster being soft and them playing video games in the locker room has ruffled a few feathers in the WWE locker room. Riddle had a lot to say about it, stating that modern wrestlers are smarter and wrestlers of the past were dumber and abused certain things. In a recent interview with Metro, Riddle opened up about the WWE locker room and how there are issues that are not spoken about openly. He then took a shot at The Undertaker by stating that these issues can be settled by communicating, saying, quote, "Pro wrestling is the most outlandish high school you'll ever go to. Monday Night Raw is just like, what's gonna happen this week? If anybody has a problem with anybody, nobody says it. It's always like, psst, psst." I'm like, why are we hearing stuff like this? Say something. Do something. I'm not saying you have to go the Undertaker route and fight each other and be men about it. I'm saying let's talk about it. But hey, it is what it is. End quote. Riddle also said that if he were ever in a position of being around young stars, he would want to talk to them and play video games, the latter which The Undertaker found criticism in. Riddle recently hit back hard on Undertaker's criticism of modern-day pro wrestlers. The WWE star stated that current generation wrestlers work and treat their bodies in a smarter way that wrestlers made in the past. He said that he respects The Undertaker, but stated that wrestlers have evolved and are better educated on taking care of themselves. Cesaro reveals who inspires him as a performer. On the February 13th episode of Talking Smack, Cesaro cut one of the greatest promos in his career. The Swiss Superman's inspiration isn't just one individual, but rather a collective of all those people who work hard every day. During the aforementioned promo, which took place a few days before Elimination Chamber, Cesaro spoke about his ambitions and his plans. He thanked everyone who had supported him until this point and vowed to become Universal Champion. Unfortunately, Cesaro was not able to live up to his promise at Elimination Chamber, but nobody should count him out just yet. The former SmackDown Tag Team Champion recently spoke to Ryan Satin of Fox Sports about the promo and revealed his inspiration behind those words. Cesaro claims that he does not have just one person as his inspiration, but rather people who just work day in and day out, saying, quote, Every time I get asked, who's your inspiration? Who is your role model? It's like, I just can't pick a person. It can be literally anybody. You know what I mean? People who just work day in and day out, and they do hard physical work or labor or whatever. That's who I admire. And that's why I want to work hard every day. And I think I work hard every day to get better. End quote. Lana reacts to being shoved by WWE Superstar backstage. Lana has finally spoken about getting shoved by Shayna Baszler while she was filming a dance video with Naomi in the backstage area. Lana recently posted a video on her official TikTok handle in which she can be seen dancing with her tag team partner Naomi. Suddenly, Shayna Baszler appeared out of the blue and ended up shoving the ravishing Russian. Several users on Twitter shared the video, and Shayna Baszler also commented it about the same. Staying true to her character, Baszler stated that she hates Lana and Naomi. Now, Lana has tweeted as well, reacting to Shayna Baszler shoving her during her dance video. The ravishing Russian took it in a positive way and hinted that one needs to be confident enough to allow themselves to be on the receiving end of a joke. The Miz reveals the backstage reaction to his WWE title win at Elimination Chamber. The Miz was a guest on the latest edition of Oral Sessions with Renee Paquette and opened up on the backstage reaction to his WWE title win at Elimination Chamber. While talking with Renee Paquette about his big win, the A-lister revealed what the Elimination Chamber participants told him backstage following his short outing with Drew McIntyre, saying, quote, "Another cool thing was at the Elimination Chamber when I went backstage, I talked to the people in the chamber. They were all very receptive and proud and being like, you deserve it," end quote. The Miz is a veteran of the squared circle and is a sure-shot WWE Hall of Famer. The most interesting aspect of both of his WWE title reigns is the fact that he won both championships after cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcases. In late 2010, The Miz cashed in the briefcase on Randy Orton to win his very first WWE title. He had a brilliant run with the title and even defeated John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania to retain his title. This time around, many fans are speculating that The Miz won't hold on to the belt for long. Bobby Lashley is all set to take on the A-lister on the upcoming edition of WWE Raw with the coveted belt on the line. Thanks for watching today's SK Wrestling News Roundup. For more news stories, be sure to follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.